Then faked you cooking up.
Raises up inside.
Bronny James, son of LeBron James, was drafted 55th overall in the 2024 NBA Draft. Ever since being drafted, Bronny James has received a lot of limelight since becoming a Los Angeles Laker. So far in the Summer League, Bronny James is averaging 26 minutes per game, shooting 23% from the field, 0% from 3, 50% from the charity line, averaging 5 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, a block per game, 2 assists, steals, and turnovers per game with a plus minus of -16. Bronny James, fellas, how do we feel about his play?
Oh, well, today we just watched them play the Houston Rockets. One big thing that we were noting during the course of this game was the fact that Bronny James was terrible. No shocker, no surprise.
Absolutely.
But the guys that were actually performing well, like Dalton Knecht, he had 25 points. Reed Shepard, he had a nice 23 points. They were not receiving any attention at all throughout the course of this game. And I think even Tim Legler said to start the game, this Summer League, this game is all the attention is for Bronny James. Sir, respectfully, you're an NBA reporter. Do your job. You're an analyst. Do your job and actually talk about the people that are going to have impact in the NBA regular season. I think the Bronny James situation is truly, truly sad because they can't hide him. The NBA, ESPN, they're trying their damnedest to hide him and to protect him, but they can't do it because his play is not even pedestrian, it's putrid. Bronny James, he's supposed to be known as a 3-and-D guy. I don't really know where the 3 came from, except for in the combine when he made all those consecutive 3-point shots.
Drills.
But he can't shoot. And I think that's an understatement to say that he can't shoot. Also, his defense has been highly overrated.
We can insert clips of him being blown by nobodies.
His defense was good in the second game.
Yeah, in the second game, his defense was good. So I don't really know I think his lateral foot speed is not great.
He's good at he gets blown by a lot.
He does.
So when he gets blown by, I noticed that in the second game.
He can't move his feet quick.
Yeah, I noticed that in the second game he had good recovery, so he was tap at the ball.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But he gets blown by a lot. So the D part of the 3 is not there, and the 3 part is not there. So he's more like
he's just a player.
guy.
He's just a player.
Yeah, he's just a player. He's just out there.
Yeah, so he can't really do anything. He moves like a high school player. Another thing that alarmed me in this game was his lack of effort. I heard LeBron James have some comments. I think they had an interview before the Team USA Canada game, and LeBron James was talking about how Bronny really doesn't care. He really doesn't give a fuck. LeBron James, all that is great, but that's not moving me, sir, because I don't see dog from Bronny James.
There's no motor.
There's no motor. It's just a lackadaisical attitude and nature. Maybe he should care a little bit more because he gives little to no effort offensively when he's off of the ball, and he's not a point guard because he doesn't have good ball handling. He got stripped on that one play trying to bring the ball up the court.
We'll insert that.
He's not confident in his ball handling at all. And off the ball, he just stands on the wing or stands in the corner, and he does not move without the ball. If you're not a good shooter, if you're not a good ball handler or playmaker, you need to have some movement. You need to be cutting hard to the basket, trying to set off-ball screens for your teammates, for shooters, for Dalton Knecht and those guys to get easier looks. Dalton Knecht had a really good game, but a lot of his baskets were tough baskets. Bronny James should have done his job as a requisite role player and helped Dalton Knecht get some easier baskets. He did not do that.
Yeah, Bronny James, he doesn't even trust his jumper either. I mean, you could tell throughout the game he was constantly hesitant on open jumpers that he could have took. But I mean, when he did shoot the ball, I mean, it was either short or hard. There's no in between. There's no bouncing at the rim. None of that. I mean, none of that. He's got to work on that shot if we want to just label him as one certain type of player, because I mean, as of now, Bronny is he has everything. I mean, he just doesn't excel at one specific thing.
Yeah, and he's really not good at one thing.
Yeah, he just has it, but it's not like great for the professional level, the highest level there is.
Yeah, because I think this game didn't tell me anything that I didn't already know, but I think some things that were glaring was that he's not as good of an athlete as people think that he is, and his offensive and defensive IQ is really bad to be a professional player. He still, in my opinion, looks like a high school basketball player, and that's the problem. This is the professionals, and you see guys that are not going to make an NBA roster that are exposing his weaknesses.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any strengths at all.
Yeah, if you're coming on to the professional level and you believe you're ready for it, there's got to be a difference between the professional level, college, and high school.
Absolutely.
So far, we're not seeing that.
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, I mean, we can talk about the analysts like the Doris Burks. I mean, my gosh, the Glaze, bro.
She's terrible.
Like she was just riding it.
She had a jelly donut prior to that game.
Like seriously, like he said, Tim Legler said, we're only watching the summer league just because of Bronny James. Sir, absolutely not. I mean, there's other guys way better than him that we're actually watching. And then Doris Burke, I mean, anything Bronny James did, if he would airball a floater, for instance, or miss a three, Bronny had a good look. Bronny made a good shot selection. Why are we not talking about the bad shots that he's taking? We're only like, why are y'all only trying to find the good in the shots that he's taking? Like, can we give him some type of negative comments or anything?
No, absolutely not.
Like he's getting a pat on the ass for nothing. Like if he so-called wants to make it on his own and Bronny doesn't care, then why don't we treat him like he doesn't care? Why don't we give him constructive criticism instead of just giving him a pat on his back for everything he does? It doesn't make sense to me. Like seriously. And then we're not highlighting the guys that are actually out there playing way better than Bronny James. Like, for instance, Dalton Knecht. He's actually been playing good. And I mean, Reed Shepard, he's playing good too. Like, the opponents that they've been playing, there are guys that are outshining Bronny James and Dalton Knecht, but they're getting no type of love. And it's horrible. Like, for instance, the Rockets game today. We were watching that game. After the game was over, they highlighted Bronny James for his 8 points. Okay. Then they said Dalton Knecht. They said Dalton Knecht had a good game, but then no love for Reed Shepard. He was 4 or 5 from 3. He had 23 points. And then Cam Whitmore had 20 points. And they beat them by what, almost 20?
Yeah.
But they get no love. I mean, as an analyst, you're supposed to do your job and highlight these guys that are finna go into the league and be the next ones up. But we only want to talk about Bronny James. I mean, what are we talking about?
CJ, what you got?
I feel like Bronny James, he just showed us, he's not a good basketball player. I mean, it's kind of how it is, man. Like, he's not really good. I think to me, the whole thing that's bothering me is not even the media exposure of this, because we know media is going to push it out there because he's LeBron James' son. And like it makes sense. He's the quote unquote greatest of all time son. But it's the aspect of like Bronny doesn't really have a unique / distinguished play style. They kind of label him as 3-and-D, and what kind of gets me is that he's neither of the wits. Like, he's neither either. So he's not a 3 guy. He can't shoot. Like, we saw that. Like, he shot 8 threes today, all of them open, and the teams weren't even guarding him.
No,
all open, and bricked them, short arm most of them, and the last one, when he was already 0 of 7 from the field, he took a step back 3, which is ludicrous. Like, ludicrous, man.
When you haven't made one.
Yes,
he got that Ben Simmons.
Yes, bro. I don't even think LeBron James would have taken that shot.
Nah.
So it's like, dude, what are you doing? So he doesn't have a 3 part. The defense part isn't really even there. And when I was watching the game, Doris Burke was like trying to compliment him on his perimeter defense, his on-ball pressure against Reed Shepard, and it was like
they didn't even finish the clip. They just showed Reed Shepard retreat.
Well, not only did they not finish the clip, it wasn't really like
it wasn't pressure.
It wasn't really intense pressure. Like, when you think of intense pressure, you think of like how the Timberwolves played Jamal Murray and then the Nuggets 94 feet. You think of stuff like that. You don't think of I'm just making him kind of the drills that you work on. Yeah, you change the direction. So you're bringing the ball down the court and you're just going to the side, 2 dribbles, and then you're going between your legs like that. So that's all he did. And I'm like, this is the perimeter defense y'all was like nagging about. So that's when I realized, okay, this is all talk. This is all talk. Bronny James he's all talk. And he's kind of been like that, where it was just like the hype and expectations were
even going back to high school.
On him, from high school, because in middle school he was ranked like 26 player in this class. High school, he was hardly even the 5th best player on his high school team. even when he went to Sierra Canyon. So it's like, dude really wasn't that great in high school. Then when he got to college, he wasn't good. And you see people on social media, especially Twitter, where they're talking like, oh yeah, this dude before the cardiac arrest, this dude would have really been special. That didn't change nothing. The cardiac arrest didn't change nothing.
No, it did not.
It didn't change nothing. It didn't make him worse. It didn't make him better. So it didn't change anything from that standpoint. It
was just a good excuse that people could lay down prior to. Yeah.
He's never been a good player.
No.
He's never been a great player. He's never been a great talent. It was just he's LeBron's son. So.
And what's the definition of what you're spewing?
Nepotism.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it is. But you know, F Bronny, F all the Lakers stuff. I wanted to talk about the two players who deserve the spotlight today: Reed Shepard and Dalton Knecht, because those guys played the heart out.
Reed Shepard, bad work.
Yeah. Speaking of Reed Shepard, man, I think he doubled on that play too. I just saw the clip.
The one where he had Dalton.
Yeah,
he did double. He doubled.
I mean, he did have that man on stage.
He doubled on, but he had that man on stage. You know, Reed Shepard, he was like a top 5 guy for me in this draft class. I think he has like the highest floor in my opinion. Like he's gonna be a solid player in this league. It was just the aspect of like, I like his game, I like his shooting. You know, I like his playmaking too. I think his playmaking is underrated. Nobody talks about it. But I just think, you know, he can kind of get to that. And I'm not saying he's going to be Steve Nash, but he can kind of try molding his game after Steve Nash.
I agree with that.
If he just gets his handle right.
Because the jumper is there.
Yeah, jumper's there. And the range is there.
The range is there.
And
that logo
and he got a little bit of bunnies.
He got a dunk. Steve Nash cannot dunk.
So I think he should start trying to, instead of Steph Curry, because I think everybody just compares any person that can shoot to Steph Curry. He should mold his game after Steve Nash.
I agree with that.
He's got to get that handle right, and I think he still needs to, like, I think he needs to dribble the ball more.
Yeah.
Like keep your dribble up. And then speaking of Dalton Knecht, you know, he shot the lights out today. Like every difficult shot he was making, he made a couple contested where I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. But you know, this is kind of what I expect from Dalton Knecht. Like, you know, he's a great shooter. I don't know where this great scorer came from. Like just because you watch Kevin Durant doesn't mean you're a great scorer. So I don't know where that came from, because to me it just seems like he's a good shooter. So I don't know if, like, you know, the ball at Tennessee was full of niggas, but he's a shooter in my opinion.
I think because in the tournament, people were looking at what he was doing in the tournament.
I mean, I guess he had like 32 against Purdue.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but like, you know, it still wasn't really like, you know, Kevin Durant, he's getting in the mid range. He's shooting threes occasionally. He's getting to the cup. I mean, Dalton Knecht, he's not really trying to get to the cup. He'll get to the cup if it's there, like last option. Yeah. And he's not shooting any mid range, just threes.
And also,
I don't really see what's the
Kevin Durant is kind of an underrated athlete. Dalton Knecht is.
I mean, he used to be really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, coming into the NBA, like, Kevin Durant had Bird.
I think Dalton Knecht will actually struggle going to the rim.
I think so too.
So I don't think he should really go to the paint like that, because he don't seem like he trying to get in there with them big boys.
Nah, he's very, very lanky. So yeah, when you're lanky,
I can see him getting bodied up. And,
yeah, facts. I can see that too. Also, they're gonna be trying to take turns on him defensively. Yeah, they're gonna try to come on. They're going to try to come at him defensively, but I do think that he'll be good for the Lakers. They do need a shooter, somebody to stretch the floor.
He just better pray like Luka Doncic, like he don't like get subbed in.
He don't want to be on that island,
because that boy gonna have him on the island with endless picks. He gonna be getting matched up with Luka.
Well, the Lakers will be fighting for the play-in, so they may not even see Luka Doncic.
Who knows? Because this new Group A. You know.
Well, I thought that was only for the in-season tournament.
It is. I'm just gassing it up. But you know, the Lakers, they gonna hold in-season tournaments up
in high regard. Yeah. But I don't know.
Paul Pierce was like, man, I keep on getting Paul Pierce shout out. Man, he might have to get some monetary value from this. But Paul Pierce was like, yeah, you know, leave that Lakers, hanging those in-season tournament bangers up for the Lakers, man. We hold up world titles.
We hang out real ones.
That's how we gotta look at it.
Paul Pierce, sir, you have one championship. Please stop.
It's still a ring. A ring is a ring. That's what you said. A win is a win. A ring is a ring.
Anthony Davis got a ring.
Who said does he have positive peace? There you go.
Anyways, to end off on Bronny James, I mean, the kid hasn't really been the best player on his team since like middle school. I mean,
I don't even know it's been then. It's probably been sixth grade. I haven't
like the way Bronny James, the way Bronny James has been hyped up. You would think he's been like the best throughout middle school, high school, college. But no, it's really not that. But then they always want to give up an excuse for him and say, oh, he's just a team guy and this and that. But I mean, obviously, it seems like that's not what he wants to do. But anyways, though, Bronny James' journey, I mean, I think it's going to be a whole roller coaster, and we're just going to be here to watch it.
There's no one left to cover for you either. Eventually, probably soon, the world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment you are. You are not worthy of my respect. You are not a god. You are simply bad product.